Hey everyone, this is Katie with Yama Mamas, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own herbal Sitz bath. Sitz is, I just learned, comes from a word sitzen in German. It means to sit. So this is a remedy that you can use and add to a shallow bath of water. As long as your bottom and up to your hip bone is submerged, that's considered a Sitz bath. So today I'm just going to show you how to use herbs, how to formulate them into a combination that's specific for you and can be an amazing tool for healing after you have a baby. So here are my basic tools when I usually make a Sitz bath for a mom postpartum. I have my scale, I have a bowl, I have herbs, and then I have these small satchels that I'll show you how to use later. Now I know that working with plants or herbs can be intimidating, but it's really not. It's very simple and they're pretty forgiving, and it's a natural way to heal. Okay, so now when I am about to formulate a Sitz for a specific mom, I usually think of it as a base herb, like the main ingredient in this herbal Sitz, supporting herbs, as well as an aromatic, maybe something that might be comforting or pleasing to her. Because I think that less is more. You don't want to have 20 different herbs in one Sitz bath. So think of that, less is more. I'm not an herbalist, and that these are home remedies, and I want you guys to know that this is accessible to everyone. And so here I'm a postpartum doula, and I use a lot of herbs, so I have a little bit of knowledge, but I also want it to be very accessible to all people. So think of it like that, and less is more. So the herbs that I use, think of them as anti-inflammatory herbs, and that help with sanitation. So, or they're cleansing herbs. So let's get started. So this specific one, I'm going to use witch hazel. I buy my herbs from, right now, either I buy them from Mountain Rose Herbs or I grow them in my garden. So this is calendula, and that's also what's really neat. You can look and to see what's in your environment. So I know yarrow grows around. I'm here from the Pacific Northwest. Yarrow, rosemary. These are all herbs that grow in your garden. So you can look to see how to dry them and use them as well. So this is what I did last summer. I have a lot of calendula. It's my favorite. So again, I like to, I'm not big on measuring herbs, but I do. So if you like to be very specific, I would recommend a scale. But I like to just eyeball it, and both are fine. Both are okay. So I'll start with witch hazel. And then this is going to be my base herb. Usually I use witch hazel or plantain. Witch hazel is really great if a mama has hemorrhoids. This is a really good one. So I would say use up to 4 ounces. If you're measuring them for this video, we will measure. So I just take a cup, put it in there. You're gonna look at that. So that's witch hazel. Okay, I'm gonna throw it in my bowl. Okay, my next one I do like for my supporting herbs. I usually use calendula, uva ursi, I think that's how you pronounce that. Marshmallow root and yarrow are typical ones. Here's rosemary. So for this one we'll use rosemary and calendula. So I use 2 of these supporting herbs. And again, you can use up to 2 ounces. So I'll do 1 ounce of rosemary and 1 ounce of calendula. Again, I'm not really used to measuring, but again, my base herb is the majority, and then this should be less. Your supporting herbs should not be as much. Okay, so there's the rosemary. Okay, and then I'm going to use the calendula. I also have calendula from Mountain Rose. But you can see there's been a difference in the color in their drying method. So just keep that in mind. So 1 ounce of this. This flower is so beautiful. It's really light. Throw that in there. Okay, now for my aromatic herb, I think I'll do lavender. Most people like lavender, but jasmine and rose are also great. Lavender is also very easy to grow, and I'm going to do 1 ounce of lavender. Okay. So again, it doesn't have to be a mathematical exact, do what feels good to you. So now I have my beautiful bowl of herbs, and I like to just kind of mix them with my hands and my fingers. Just the intention of thanking, for me, I thank God for these herbs that we can grow and use for healing. I think it's pretty incredible what these plants offer, healing elements. And so I'm thanking my Creator for giving us herbs and flowers like this. Okay, so here are my herbs, and there are a couple different ways to use these herbs. When I go to a home birth, usually I bring my herbs in this jar, and I'll put anywhere from 2 to 4 tablespoons in here. Again, I don't measure. I just kind of eyeball it. Yeah, I'll do one little bit more. Okay, and then I'm gonna cover this with boiling water, and I think it's best to steep for at least 2 to 4 hours, or at least 30 minutes. So if you need it really quickly, I think 30 minutes is okay, but the longer you steep it, the better. So I would recommend 2 to 4 hours, or even overnight for steeping this. Then you're gonna strain your herbs, and you can either strain it directly into the bath or into another container, so you can make this and prepare it ahead of time and have it just waiting on your counter for when you're ready to take a bath. And you're gonna fill up your bath, a shallow bath, again, enough to get up to your hip bone. And then you're gonna add this water to your bath. And that's why it's called a Sitz bath. Now, if you're if you don't want to take a bath, that doesn't sound appealing. They give you a peri bottle in the hospital or in your home birth kit, and it's like a mini squirt bottle, and you can make the liquid the same way, but add that to your peri bottle, so you can use that after you go to the bathroom, and that can be a really great way to get these herbs going and healing for after having a baby. So let's say you don't have a bathtub and you're not interested in using your peri bottle. They have these basins that you can put on your toilet. We'll add a link in the description, but you can put them on your toilet and sit in them. Same thing, you can make your liquid and you can put it in this basin and sit on it in your toilet. Another way of doing it is having these satchels, and you can fill these satchels with herbs and use them kind of like a big tea bag. So if you don't want to strain your herbs, or for some reason this is easier for you, can also put this in here and cover it with hot water and let it steep. And it's kind of a cleaner way of straining your herb. And I guess probably a question would be when to do a Sitz bath. I'd say the sooner the better. Even with your stitches, obviously ask your provider if it's okay to get into the bathtub. But after, I'd say the 2nd or 3rd day is the best time to do your first Sitz bath, and the more the merrier. So if you can get in a bath every day for 10 days postpartum, you're gonna really see a difference in your healing. These herbs are pretty incredible for doing that. So I think that's all. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below, and I will do my best to answer them. So until next time.